4-year-old Stella Baccanari woke up this morning with a cold.
She had the runny nose and the cough and the sneezing, and every time she would sneeze, there it was.
Lori is also concerned that Stella and her 2-year-old sister Annabelle may soon share the same virus because they play with the same toys. According to a new study, she has reason to worry. For example, if Stella's virus lands on a toy and her sister touches it within an hour, there's an almost 90% chance she will get sick. Another problem, that virus will remain active on that toy for 2 days or more. That's enough to make any parent reach for a disinfectant.
It is so hard. Because kids, you can't tell them to not touch that.
Most contaminated areas in the house are computer keyboards, doorknobs and handles, TV remotes, bathroom faucets, and telephones. Although disinfecting surfaces is a good way to prevent the spread of viruses, the best line of defense is hand washing. But believe it or not, there's a right and a wrong way to wash your hands. For instance, water alone just doesn't cut it. That's because water molecules cling tightly to each other, creating surface tension. Soap breaks that tension, clings to the germs, and takes the impurities down the drain. A good hand washing should take at least 20 seconds, about the time that it takes to sing the Happy Birthday song twice.
Happy birthday to you.
Regular soap is just as good as antibacterial soap, perhaps even better. That's because antibacterial soaps may create resistant bacteria. Plus, these soaps kill all bacteria, and people need some bacteria to develop a healthy immune system. If you use hand sanitizer, make sure it contains 60% alcohol and apply until it's completely absorbed.
It's dry.
Your sniffles become their sniffles.
Teaching personal hygiene is a trend in classrooms nationwide.
But if you put your fingernails and then you ate it.
Oh, that would be really yucky, because do you know what your nose does? Your nose is like a vacuum cleaner.
Some schools are in the business of educating parents as well. This handbook sent home to mom and dad outlines the ways to prevent the spread of disease. Rule number 1, don't send a sick child to school. That's a tough one for working parents.
We're going to call mommy or daddy.
School workers must quarantine sick students, then track down their parents.
It's difficult to have to call into work, but your child becomes more and more ill, and all of the other children are exposed.
So when do you send a sick child to school, and when do you call the pediatrician? Dr. Lee Hennant says if your child has an oral temperature of 99.5 degrees or higher, it could be a bacterial infection, so make an appointment.
Because they may require antibiotic treatment actually for that, as opposed to most of the common cold and other viruses that run around that don't respond to antibiotics, and so therefore kind of need to run their course.
In the meantime, treat the symptoms, but don't use over-the-counter multi-symptom medicines, including cold and cough remedies. Acetaminophen and ibuprofen are generally safe for treating aches and pains. Saline spray alleviates nasal congestion, and a humidifier loosens respiratory congestion. And for overall comfort, nothing beats chicken soup.
Yummy.
Lori Johnson, CBN News.